telekinesis, and you don't need to know.
But I wanna know.
The real mastermind is not Kokichi. Who could it be? I was thinking it was Junko Enoshima, but that can't be it. She's dead. We've never come into contact with her. If so, who's done this? Who planned this killing game?
Anyway, this conversation has flown off the rails. Let's get things back on track.
So the only person who comes to mind, the only person who seemed to know what was going on and have like some memories that nobody else did was Rantaro. Back at the very, very beginning. He seemed to have a lot of like actual information that he was keeping from us. And interestingly enough, he's the one that Kaede killed when trying to kill the mastermind. Supposedly killed. So here's a possibility. Maybe Kaede really did kill the mastermind, but going back to my cloning theory, the mastermind respawned and came back again or something like that. I still am stuck to my cloning theory. I still am.
This trial is to figure out who the culprit is, not the mastermind.
Because if we're being sent on this like mission all across the space, I feel like that's a likely possibility still.
Yeah, get to talking.
I don't know why I'm stuck on it, but
Before
I'm
we
still
worry
stuck on
about
it.
Who the mastermind is or what my intent is, let's figure out the culprit.
But Monokuma doesn't know who it is. How is he supposed to confirm the results?
That's his problem. That's the whole idea, right?
We don't need to worry about that. Let's just leave the decision making to Monokuma. But you gotta run the class trial too, so no mistakes, okay?
Are you trying to get me to do something?
You've been watching us solve all these cases, but you can't be a spectator anymore. You're gonna participate in the class trial from here on out.
Why so? Well, how would that help? In order to maybe to have him get his own answer about who the actual culprit is? Huh?
So, let's resume this class trial. Monokuma, you gotta use your brain too. This will be the final class trial. Me versus Monokuma.
You versus Monokuma?
I don't know.
I intend to win. But what's considered winning in this game? Beating the other players? No. Beating the game's mastermind is the true victory. And that's how I'll win! That's why I decided to challenge Monokuma!
Because it's the ultimate form of winning, and you really want to win as much as possible? I don't think that's the only reason.
If I can deceive Monokuma till the very end, then I'll be the winner!
I mean, that's one way to look at it. It's a good way to look at it, honestly.
Just so you can win a game?
As I suspected, your thought process defies all logic.
But since the outside world
There's nothing wrong with that.
This game is the only entertainment we have. At least I can enjoy this game to the fullest and feel good winning.
You really are a remnant of despair. Your way of thinking is just chaotic.
Remnant of despair? Whatevs. Let's just get this started.
Yeah, why did we start thinking he was the remnant of despair? Is that... Hold on. Did Kokichi tell us he was a remnant of despair back when he revealed like the mysteries of the outside world to us? Or did we put that label on him? Who said that he was the remnant of despair? Who put that information in our minds? I forget. And this is really important because it's twice now where he was confronted by Maki and he was like, remnant of despair. And he's confronted right now and he's like, remnant of despair? He doesn't understand what you're talking about. This is important. I don't know who said that. Who said that he was a remnant of despair? Who brought that up?
If the students or Monokuma don't know who the culprit is, then I'm the winner.
Don't underestimate me, or Shuichi and the others for that matter.
What?
It's just like a remnant of despair to try to assume control of the game. But these kids are all that's left of Hope's Peak Academy. If you think they're gonna make this easy for you, you better think again.
Whose side are you taking here?
Side? Isn't it obvious?
The side of the truth. Because Monokuma needs the truth as much as we do, supposedly. Maybe we need the truth. It's possible here that we don't need the truth. That's the thing. For Kokichi's plan to work, we need to not actually find the real truth or something? I don't know. This is weird.
Monokuma joins your party.
Yay! Also, I'm glad I have some candy with me to snack on because I'm hungry. And I don't want to stop to get something to eat in the middle of the trial right now. Especially since we already had, like, obviously a big break in between the interlude. Okay. Ultimate Despair Headmaster.
Who invited you?
Now, let's join forces and unravel the truth behind this case.
Well, we were going to do it anyway.
Let's just ignore Monokuma. His actions are always beyond comprehension.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much help he's gonna actually be here. After all, he doesn't really have any extra information since he was just being bodyguarded the entire time.
Yeah, let's just focus on the case.
Hey, be quiet so we can ignore you.
Now, where should we start? We've already established what Kokichi is after.
Not really. We only sort of established that he wants to make Monokuma be wrong or something, but...
He's just gonna keep talking anyway.
And he says he wants to win the game by beating the mastermind. That's not really that clear though still.
In my experience, whenever you learn a new fact, you learn something else along with it.
Yes, let's look for that.
What do you mean, look for that? What is he talking
You warmed
about?
up to him real fast. I guess you are both robots.
So another truth comes out. That piece of evidence makes more sense now. What piece of evidence? That evidence that I couldn't wrap my head around. What? What, this? This? The clothes being in there? In the bathroom? Kokichi not being seen? I don't understand. What's the question? If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, what evidence needs to be analyzed again? The murder video, right? That's my opinion, the most important evidence.
This is it!
Okay, I'm glad we're getting back to
Let's
that.
discuss the video of Kaito being crushed by the hydraulic press.
Thank you. Okay, so that was a bit of a shot in the dark, to be honest. But I still felt like that was something that we hadn't finished with. And I still felt like there were inconsistencies in our logic behind how we thought of that video.
Kokichi said that he filmed that video to prove he was not the victim. But we know that Kokichi was trying to mislead Monokuma. So what about the video?
Yeah.
It's pretty strange to present evidence that condemns you after all.
Well, he needed to. Because that way it would confuse whether or not he had killed Kaito or not. Well, actually, I guess he didn't necessarily need a video for it.
Trying to get me to make.
I guess he didn't necessarily have to have a video for it, though. He could have just crushed him either alive or his body and left it that way, and there wouldn't have been a need for a video, right? Except to confirm that the person that was squished was Kaito. That's the only thing that the video does, is it confirms that the person that was squished was, or at least appeared to be Kaito.
Maybe he crushed Kaito with a hydraulic press, so the cause of death would be unknown?
Yeah, I mean, that I think it makes a lot of sense, but the video part is the part that we're questioning here. In the video part, it's either to make it even clearer that, but why would he need to make it clear that Kaito was the one being crushed? Only if something else was also crushed, or could have also been crushed. It's also possible that multiple things were crushed. I still don't know.
If that were the only objective, there would be no need to film it.
Yeah, true.
Discovering the crushed body would have been enough. No need to show us the film.
That's true.
I guess you're starting to fit in after all. If you get any cuter, I'm gonna hug you.
Would it be to show that he's still alive? But it doesn't show that he's still alive when he's being crushed.
Huh? Really?
There must be a reason you went out of your way to show us the body being crushed.
I mean, the only thing it tries to prove, the only thing it somewhat tries to prove is that he is already dead. That's the only thing it would attempt to prove, because let's say you didn't know about the bomb turning off the safeties, right? Let's say Kokichi didn't even know about the safeties at all. And he was like, I'm gonna show that I'm the one killing him. Then he would need to take a video of it to show that, I don't know. I'm running in circles.
That's just my twisted personality.
You're lying again, Kokichi. There's a method to your madness. If you wanted Monokuma to make a mistake, then showing us the video must have something to do with trying to fool Monokuma. Taking the video of the murder, but keeping the victim's identity hidden. He didn't keep the victim's identity hidden. We saw that it was Kaito. What do you mean keeping the victim's identity hidden? Its status is being kept hidden. Was it show? What doesn't it show? Okay. V? I didn't mean to do that. I? I don't know what I'm looking for here. T? Okay, it's not like vitality or anything. I don't get it. Show the question. What can't be identified even after watching it? The dead body footage. Whether he's alive or dead, but I don't understand what this word is. It's not vitality. Victim? Is it victim? What do you mean the victim can't be identified still? I mean, that was clearly Kaito being squished. It's possible that multiple people were squished, but it's not possible that Kaito wasn't squished, right? Unless you pulled him out of the way at the last second, like from the other side that we can't see.
The victim.
Huh?
Is it even possible? No, that's a question for later. For now, we know that. What do you mean it's a question for later?
If you show the moment of Kaito's death, of course it would lead us to believe he died. Even if we can't positively identify the body, we would still believe Kaito was the victim. And that might be exactly the mistake Kokichi was going for.
So is Kokichi really in control of that mech? Or is he able to like control the mech in order to have it like do everything that it's been doing in this class trial? I don't think he would. So I think he has to be the one in the mech. There's no way he could just remotely control it to, after his death, to behave this way.
Does that mean the victims were switched?
Switched?
Then it was some other dead body that got crushed by the hydraulic press?
Or could it be Kaito in the machine after all? And he's carrying on Kokichi's wishes somehow.
What?
Where would he even get another body?
But I don't think Kaito would be able to pull that off. Such a convincing performance. Yeah, where would you even get another dead body to crush? That's also a good question.
There should be plenty to choose from if you reuse the body of a former victim.
Yeah, but can you even access those? Is there a biolab here? I don't think I recall one.
If there was an unknown body, then we could guess the victim was switched. But too bad. Switching the victims was impossible. The footage showed the body being crushed. When in the footage would they have been able to switch the victim?
And even if they pulled Kaito's body out, they would have to immediately like zoom somebody else or something else back in order to make that blood splatter. So it couldn't have been that nothing got
And
crushed
we already
there, crushed there.
established that the footage was not doctored in any way. The camera doesn't have any editing functions. Just play, record.
But as a pause, it has a pause. That's relevant. If they recorded it going down until it was about to crush Kaito, paused, and then put something else in there, then continue recording and have it squish, that could actually work. This only means that it's continuous. It doesn't mean that you can't edit it at all. Play, record, and pause. There's stuff you can still do with that. There is stuff you can still do with that. I think I'm onto something here.
Monokuma also said that no computer was used to edit the footage. Remember?
But then what does this revelation get us? So the body was switched with something else or someone else, right? What then? The only thing it could have been switched with was Kokichi himself. Why would Kokichi do that? I guess to confuse Monokuma again, but then again, how is this exisal here?
Damn it! Me and my big mouth!
Which means switching out the victim would not be possible. Also, if the victim was switched, then that would mean Kaito is still alive. We already discussed this so many times. The chance of that happening is impossible.
It might be possible.
Huh?
There could be a trick to make the switch possible. We just haven't noticed it yet.
Oh, and what trick is that? See, you don't know, do you? I already said it's impossible.
Maki's not wrong. There is a way it could be done.
Nice, Shuichi's cut onto it as well.
So we can't just give up here.
Hey, Shuichi. I'll think harder about this as well. So, can you confirm whether or not the victims switch places?
Yeah, I think we can.
If Kaito is alive or not?
It's interesting because she was the one who was very insistent that Kaito was dead early on in the investigation.
Maki.
I don't like the thought that I killed Kaito. I don't want that.
I mean, to be honest, either way, even if you weren't the one that got the final hit, you still killed Kaito. So I'm sorry to say that even if you didn't get the final hit, he would have died to the poison and he would have died to what you did. The only possible way that you didn't kill Kaito is if he died to his own injuries before then.
Okay then. Let's talk about the possibility that Makiro mentioned.
Yeah.
Himiko, if you call her that again...
I mean, I guess if Kokichi was always planning on killing Kaito from the start, then in that sense you didn't kill him also. But if Kokichi like took advantage of the fact that he was gonna die anyways and killed Kaito, then then Maki is still responsible.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Then let's all talk it over together.
Together. And don't forget, you're not alone. Don't try to do everything yourself. It's only gonna wear you out. When times are hard, you gotta rely on your friends.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Jeez, you guys are a stubborn bunch. There's no trick.
That's probably another lie.
However, if the victims were switched, then that would mean the footage was altered. How could it have been altered when we know that the footage wasn't edited?
Yeah, we're getting to it.
If we figured that out, maybe we'd know how they switched places.
The question is, what minigame are we gonna use to figure this out?
There was a trick to that video the whole time.
Yeah, it was magic, wasn't it?
Kokichi made it, so it's suspicious.
A trick to that video. What could it be? What's suspicious about it? It would be really hard to time that like perfectly, by the way, to just have it record and stop recording right when it's about to squish and then have it record again right when it's about to squish the next thing and have the like the coat, Kaito's coat, not budge at all when you remove his body from there. I don't know.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Something's
Getting some health back. I need it.
when the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at
Another location?
At another location?
Any other bright ideas?
That I never thought of.
Come on, everybody, speak up!
It's like someone said something that gives us a clue. If we put our heads together, we can find the smallest hope. We won't fall into despair.
must be
Another
some trick-
location.
Video.
How? Safety function, hydraulic press, murder video, front shutter?
There is no trick.
Hold on. Is there some place that looks similar? I mean, I thought that their perspective like looks weird, right? How big the pillars are and how small the body is here. That's why I kept looking back and forth from it. Like this versus this. The camera would have had to be like over where the control panel of it is, but it makes enough sense. But is there another place with similar pillars? Looking around, looking around. No. There's no similar pillars here. It couldn't have been this. No. I don't think it could have been shot in another location. Nothing looks the same.
You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
Person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Is the angle really that unnatural? I don't get what's so unnatural about it. Like, if this was how it was, then let me see. Can I get my cursor, please? Cursor? Okay. Is this visible on the? No, it's not. It's my cursor is not visible on OBS, so that's not helpful, is it? If I do this. Okay, well that's completely jank and doesn't work at all, but that's okay. So what I mean is, if you can possibly see where my cursor is, the camera should be positioned right here is what I'm thinking. Let me turn that off now. So, now that we know that, if we imagine the camera being placed there, I feel like that perspective works. Oh no, it's next to the pillar. It's like attached to the green part. How would it be attached to the green part? I don't get it. How would it get attached to the green part? I don't understand how this perspective could have happened. They say another location, but what other locations are there that would have the same kind of thing? I don't remember any. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, it's possible that it could have been like a different height, but looking at the different heights of like the press, like up and down, it still doesn't make sense. And I guess it could have zoomed in, right? It could be some weird zoomed in angle. So in that sense, it might be like over from where one of the exocells is. That's where the camera could have been and just really zoomed in. So I don't think that's it.
Something seemed off about that when the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at
Another
location?
Any
Still
other
don't see
bright
how that
ideas?
is.
Come on, everybody, speak up!
Someone said something that gives us a clue.
Must be some trick to that video.
A trick to that video. Let me see. Which one of these are a clue?
Figure out.
Trick.
There's no trick.
You can check, but there's no editing function in that.
No editing function.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious?
Is that
to
what I
any
need to
of you?
shoot?
The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that
Is it that
video.
simple? I don't think it would be that simple, but I kind of want to shoot the murder video at that. Because I'm still stuck on the whole play pause thing. So let me do that. Let me go shoot that argument.
trick to that video.
Gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but
There's no editing.
in that camera.
Okay, editing is impossible. I wonder if I could use a lie there. No evidence is connected to
I was
computer.
wrong.
There must be some trick to
I'm
that
actually kind of...
video.
Hold on.
That's what you all gotta figure
I'm actually
out.
kind of down to try it. Even though I think this is not going to work.
Trick.
And it might get me killed.
Check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Okay, we can't lie about that. I feel like we should be able to. There. I feel like it was a bit reasonable to lie there.
Must be some trick to
That video.
Although, I guess it wouldn't really be a lie, it would be the truth. But still.
check, but there's no editing.
Function
Okay, and then in that case, it has to be shot in a different location.
Placement of that camera seems
Suspicious
to any of you?
Wait, the front shutter. Hold on. Are you supposed to be able to see the front shutter from that perspective? Is that the issue? I can't. Looking like moving my head and zooming into this, I can't see anything in the background really. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. What are those pillars? Those like tiny ones, like the really tiny ones near Kaito's head. What are those? Hold on.
Filming and
Hold on, what are those pillars? That's suspicious. Looking around, looking around. Do I see them here? I see one. I see one pillar. It's like a pipe coming down from the ceiling. I don't know.
they'll seem to unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it really Kaito?
Trobomb.
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Hold on. So, is there a way I can tell from where his code is, if it was weird? So, his code is on that side, near where the dotted, the yellow and black thingy is. And if we look at here, that's still the case. Although it's all around it, so that doesn't help.
Could it be?
Yeah, the hydraulic press stopped for a moment. Do I need to agree with
Video
that?
was shot at another location?
Any other bright ideas? Come on, everybody, speak up!
Do I need to agree with Kibo? Is that what I need to do?
Some trick.
to that.
Because I'd rather agree with that than that it was shot at another location. I'm still not seeing any signs from what I've been looking at. I'm still not seeing any signs that it was shot anywhere else.
Did the placement of the camera seem suspicious? Filming angle seems unnatural, don't you think?
Yeah, so this one talks about the angle.
Kaito?
Seems off about that video.
When the hydraulic press stopped.
No! Stop dodging me! Because this one also, someone says it's shot at another location, and the other one says that it's a different angle. And those are both kind of the same thing.
Trick to that video.
So I'm not sure if I want to shoot those just yet. But if anything, I think the angle might be the one that's most correct.
Something said about that video. Press stopped for a brief moment.
No! Ah, it's so hard to hit. Again, I don't think I'm right. I think it is the angle thing, but I want to do this anyways. I want to try this.
Some trick to that video.
Because I don't see how the angle is wrong. So that's why I want to try this first.
Seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that.
At least we're getting our health back.
Kaito?
And this thing to kill white noise is super helpful.
About that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
No, okay, that's not it. The hydraulic press wouldn't stop when I lay underneath it, but it stopped for Kaito. It's obviously robophobia. I'll never forget the beta. Yeah. Okay, so that wasn't it.
There must be some.
Trick to that video.
Kaito's coat, nitro bomb. Alright, I think I'm gonna use front shutter with the angle.
That camera seems to any of you? The filming angle seems
Oh, I missed? Okay, I didn't miss. Okay, you can't see things well at that angle, but it doesn't help us. Okay, so that's not it.
Trick to that.
Alright, then is it the location?
That's what you all gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no
Codes?
editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that
I don't
camera
know
seem
what-
suspicious to
I'm getting confused with the whole shutter thing. I don't know if the shutter is what I'm supposed to be using or not. I'm legitimately stumped here. I don't think it has anything to do with this. I don't think safety function has anything to do with anything because we already decided that the electro bomb would have disabled it. The front shutter, disabled, remote, control panel, an alarm. I don't know if that's it either. What does it say about his coat? There's a hole in it. Yeah, that was something that was really weird. Why was his arms not in the sleeves?
any of you? The filming angle seems
It's gotta be
unnatural,
that,
don't you
right?
The person
It's
in
gotta
that
be
video.
the only, that's the only relevant thing.
Was it?
Really, Kaito?
Something said that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Do I shoot this at that?
Could it be
I don't know.
that was shot at another location?
Again, I don't think it was another location. I still don't see it. Alright, I'll get back to you guys when I get this one. Because this is going to take me a while, it seems.
Must be some trick to that. Must be some.
Okay, I had another thought just now, so I want to voice it in case I'm right. The electro bomb could be used as a way to edit by stopping it, maybe,
You can check,
temporarily?
but there's no editing function in that camera.
No, okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
no.
That's still not it. I'm still dying horribly. Never mind me.
That video.
Well, I'm dead. Damn, I made too many mistakes. Do they think I did it? I'm done debating already? Well, this next part's mandatory. Let's get it over. It's voting time. Yeah, they think we did it.
Is this...
Surely we were the murderer somehow. All right, let's.
We can't let it end here.
I will keep trying this. I'm gonna have to just guess every single possible guess though, because I'm just doomed. What? We're just sending the hydraulic press at his remark about it stopping. Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
Kibo is onto something. Isn't it weird that the hydraulic press stopped for a second?
Okay, but that we didn't present any evidence that it confirms that, that like agrees with that in any way. We just said, oh yeah, the hydraulic press. What was our hydraulic press truth bullet actually saying there? Where is it? Controls are just short distance away. They're up and down. The body was unidentifiable when being crushed by it. That's all we got from that. So there are two buttons that will up and down. So I guess, I guess it's possible that this evidence says that you can't stop it. You can only make it go up and down. So the fact that it stopped for a second and then went down faster is weird. So I guess in that sense that was the correct truth bullet.
Because when Kibo and I first investigated that hydraulic press,
You're just continuous. Yeah. I just didn't see how that truth bullet was evidence, but I see now.
but in the video,
The hydraulic press stopped briefly, right before it crushed the body?
They must have like pressed the record button on the camera, had to wait like a half second, and then press down on the crusher.
But why would it stop?
Why did the press stop? There's only one reason I can think of. This is always a doomed one. I'm sure there's like a calculated way to do this, but definitely not when you're timed. The fact that we're timed in this like little mini game makes it pretty much pointless to attempt to take things slow. Okay, the remote, the exisal, or the thing? What is it? Why did the hydraulic press come to a stop? Because somebody stopped it, obviously. With this thing over here.
I see it.
I mean, that should go out without saying that you to stop the press, you stop the press.
Is the force stop button.
An electro bomb went off in the hangar, which would have interfered with the safety function. There'd be no way to stop the hydraulic press unless someone used the force stop button.
When you say someone, you mean Kokichi, right? He was the only one there.
Well, that or Kaito or whoever was actually doing this.
Actually, maybe I pressed it by accident. I don't really remember. So what of it? The press only stopped for like a sec. You can't switch the victim in such a short time, can you?
You can if you pause the camera.
That's true.
There's also the question of how the bodies got switched while the camera was rolling. That would have clearly been caught on camera.
Well, the camera was rolling.
Oh, I see. It wasn't just the press that stopped.
Okay, now Shuichi's getting it.
Huh? What do you mean?
I thought he was onto this a little bit earlier, but I guess he's onto it now.
You stopped something else at the same time you stopped the hydraulic press.
Yes, I see it now. That's how the bodies were switched. If you stopped that, you could have swapped the bodies easily. Finally, we get to talk about the camera, and we're doing this one again, which is whatever. Not the most significant of little mini games, but it's okay. Still relatively enjoyable. Just doesn't serve too much meaning. Oh. Alright, here we go.
I see it.
So that tells us how bodies could have been switched, but again, What does that mean?
The culprit stopped the video.
Does that mean that Kokichi like put himself in there? Like,
the hydraulic press.
how does this? What does this mean?
Then, while the camera was off, they switched the body under the hydraulic press. After the body was swapped, the press and the camera were started simultaneously. So it just looks like the press stopped for a moment.
That's what I've been saying this whole time!
When did you ever say that?
So they stopped at the same time. The camera position did seem odd to me.
How is the position weird? Explain.
But now I get it. The trick wouldn't work unless it was set up there.
Set up next to the controls, but that's not a weird position to put it. I don't think that counts as. I don't think it makes sense that you thought that was a weird camera position.
Huh? Why?
To get the trick we just described to work, the camera had to be set up precisely.
Not precisely, just had to be next to the control panel. Let's pin that down. Where was the camera set up? Right here.
There! The video camera must have been set up somewhere around here. To operate the press and the camera at the same time, you would have to be near the switch.
Let me look around at this map a little bit more in case it might be important. So the exfil on the right, it should have its hatch open. So this is actually not actually accurate to what the crime scene is right now. And I think it was also moved a little bit forward. And what's that hole? Or those like two holes underneath like the painter and the other thing.
That's why the video
Like
was
hatches.
taken from that unnatural angle.
That's not an unnatural angle.
If they were recording it like normal, they would have used a better angle.
How is this a bad angle? What's wrong with this angle? What do they have against this
It was
angle?
recorded at such an odd angle, and that proves the trick was used.
I mean, I guess they could have like recorded it from the side, but then they would have had to have something to prop the camera on. Either way.
Camera angles, huh? Looks like your cosplayer experience is finally useful.
Yeah, that hasn't been relevant this entire game so far, her cosplayer
Well, cosplay
experience.
doesn't really come up all that much in class trials.
Yeah, it doesn't.
There was a reason the camera was set up there, but also a reason for the height.
That way the press could obscure his body.
When the press was stopped, you couldn't really see who was inside it, correct?
So here's the thing though, like the point where it's stopping, you can still see exactly where the coat is and where his hand is. Putting yourself or somebody else or some equivalent on that press in the exact same position without disturbing the coat at all doesn't make much sense. It's not easy.
The body is mostly hidden by the press, making the swap easier.
The camera must have been placed at such a high position so it would produce that angle.
I wonder if they used that tripod in the hangar to adjust the camera's height.
Did they get that from the warehouse too? Jeez, that place is like a 4D pocket.
You don't get to make that reference.
I don't know what reference that is, so it's okay.
Then
You can make that
logic
reference.
is correct, right? Kokichi used that video angle trick and switched the victim in the hydraulic press. In that case, Kaito is...
Alive? We'll see.
Before he was crushed by the press, he was swapped with a different body.
If maybe.
Kaito's still alive.
Well, wait just a minute.
Yeah. Let's wait, hold up.
But I just summed it up so nicely.
Either way, he was poisoned. Even if his body was swapped out, he would still succumb to the poison. So he would still be killed by Maki.
Himiko, the different body you mentioned, what are you talking about?
The bodies from the other cases. Kokichi's the mastermind, so he... Wait, the mastermind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not the mastermind.
Yeah, Kokichi isn't the mastermind, so... I don't think he'd be able to produce a body to switch out.
What?
I mean, we don't have any chickens, so.
Well, Monokuma, do the rules allow for a body to be reused?
Very well. I'll answer that.
You're giving in pretty easily.
Could he have gotten a body from the outside world somehow?
Well, it's crucial information to make the trial fair. This discussion is pointless if it's not clear what the culprit was allowed to do, right?
Another possibility is that if Mew is that great and could make the electro hammers, the electro bombs, and a thing to control the mechs, could she also create like an AI in the similar way to Chihiro, where that could control one of these robots, these exosouls for a while?
You're a convenient mastermind.
Could that be what this is? I doubt it, but
Worth my time.
just wondering
Now
how
then, regarding the
Kokichi could be
reuse
dead
of
and
a
also
dead
here.
body. That is impossible. All the dead bodies have already been thrown away.
Thrown away. Where? Outside?
Thrown away? The other bodies are gone? Then who did Kaito switch places with?
Kokichi and Kaito were the only ones in the hangar at that time. If they were the only ones present during the body swapping trick, then the real victim was the other person in the hangar. The mastermind? The third party? If we're going down this logic, then it would have to be Kokichi. If it wasn't an old body, it could only be...
What's wrong, Shuichi? Who did Kaito switch places with?
Maki, I think I missed something very important here.
Something important?
If I have the timeline right, there were only 2 people in the hangar at that time. Which means that something had to have been decided before. Decided before? I have to pin that down. Can't let anything escape me this time. Was there somebody else in the hangar? Is that what we're saying? What's going on here? I'm confused. V? What? How are the bodies swapped if only 2 people were in the hangar? Victim? Victim what? This I don't know. I'm just gonna have to pick letters. T, H, victim H. Victim... I don't get it. E? How were the bodies swapped if only 2 people were in the hangar? Victim... Help? H-E-L-P-E-D? Helped? Victim helped? No? Oh, I think I didn't. I think I picked the wrong letter anyways there. Yeah, helped. And where's the D? There's a D. Let me just get some HP back as much as I can. Alright. Victim helped.
I can't believe I overlooked this.
What do you mean?
There were only 2 people in the hangar at the time the bodies were swapped. Which means they were working together.
Huh? Working together?
Yeah, man, that's why I thought that they might have came to some sort of agreement, both Kaito and Kokichi, before Maki showed up.
The only 2 people involved in the swap were the victim and the culprit. The culprit was operating the camera and the hydraulic press, while the victim lay inside. they switched places while the press and the camera were stopped, then the person who turned the camera and the press back on was the original victim.
But Kaito wouldn't do that. There's no... Kaito took a crossbow arrow in order to protect Kokichi. And didn't want anyone to kill anyone. Kokichi would not turn that back on and kill Kokichi, even if he was told to.
To put it simply, both people operated the press and camera at different times. An impossible trick, unless the victim and culprit agreed to cooperate beforehand.
Victim and culprit cooperated? Is that even possible?
It sounds bizarre, but perhaps that was the whole point. Commit a crime that was so confusing, even Monokuma would be tricked.
Jeez, this culprit's a real jerk. So, have you realized who done it yet?
I mean, if this is all true, what we've all learned, then Kaito killed Kokichi, Maki killed Kaito, and the only the body we discovered first was Kokichi. Therefore, the blackened is Kaito. And so we need to vote for Kaito. Right? The culprit of the case. My detective work hasn't failed me. The culprit inside that exisal can only be them. It's me! No. Where's Kaito at? But how is he able to pretend to be Kokichi so well?
The victim we saw in the video was Kaito.
And how would he actually go through with that?
Kokichi was operating the hydraulic press and camera at first.
And again, if Kokichi, if that is Kaito alive in there, that doesn't make any sense. Because Kaito should be dead because of the poison. Unless maybe Kokichi didn't drink the antidote? And pretended to drink the antidote, then gave it to Kaito instead?
If the two of them switched while the press was stopped, then the culprit who started the hydraulic press again and crushed Kokichi must be Kaito. So, the person inside that exisal isn't Kokichi. It has to be Kaito.
Again, I don't know if it has to be either of them.
What did you say?
So the culprit for this case is Kaito Momota. That is what the ultimate detective has deduced, right?
Kaito is the culprit? What? You're joking, right? You can't be serious.
I don't want to believe it either, but it's the only way any of this makes sense. My detective work has led me to the conclusion that Kaito is the culprit.
Is that true? Is Kaito really in there?
Surely we're gonna have to bring up the poison situation.
Hey,
If that's,
answer us!
even if...
If you really are Kaito, then...
I'm the culprit.
Huh? Yeah, huh, indeed.
There's just no way that Kaito can still be alive. Because I'm the culprit.
Wait, you? But didn't you say...
I saw it with my own eyes. Kokichi drank the antidote that he stole from
Okay,
Kaito.
we are bringing that up.
There's no doubt Kaito died. And he died because of my poison arrow.
So you saw him drink it. Did you see him just, like, hold it up to his mouth and do that? Or did you actually see that the poison was gone afterwards? Or, sorry, the antidote was gone afterwards.
But you told us you didn't want to kill Kaito.
Yes, I never wanted to. I wanted to believe that I didn't kill him. But the truth speaks differently. In the end, I was just running away from the facts.
Huh? I don't understand.
Maki, are you trying to protect Kaito? That's what I was thinking when she was first started talking about but before she started talking about the poison. That maybe she wants whatever this plan is to go through and defeat Monokuma and doesn't want his death, the murder that Kaito did to be in vain, or his death to be in vain, or whatever it is. I forget that I can move my camera around. If he's the culprit, you're trying to help him get away?
There was only one antidote, so it's more likely he died from my poison arrow. This is the truth.
It's not decided yet. I could have still killed him with the hydraulic press.
True.
Either way, those are the two options. Monokuma knows the answer, right?
Huh? Are those the only options?
I guess that's how things turned out.
No, that can't be. The person in that exisal is...
It's not Kaito! I saw Kokichi drink the antidote! There's no mistake. Kaito is dead.
Okay, so here's a crazy thought. You can use poison to fight poison. Like in some cases, antidotes to poison are poison themselves. Is it possible that whatever was afflicting Kaito was cured by the poison that he got hit with?
I killed Kaito.
I don't know, it's just a possibility.
There's absolutely no doubt. That's the truth.
I thought so. Maki's trying to protect Kaito. I understand how she feels, but if Kaito's the culprit, why did he agree to Kokichi's plan? I can't imagine that Kaito would do something so selfish. There must be a reason for it. I truly believe that. Like, if the plan that Kokichi came up with is actually important and actually true and actually something that we should go along with, then the person Kokichi should have captured and tried to rope into becoming the culprit and becoming the person who carries out the plan, the person he should have done that with is Shuichi. Shuichi is the one who's always messing up all these kinds of, oh, I wanted everyone to die plans. If Kokichi really wanted that to work, he needed to rope Shuichi into it, because Shuichi keeps solving all the mysteries. That's all Shuichi can do. He's a detective. All he can do is just keep solving all the mysteries as he goes forward. He's not going to stop and be like, no, I'm not gonna pursue this. I'm gonna just say, oh yeah, it was Kokichi. Let's just leave it at that. That's never gonna happen. So if Kokichi really wanted his plan to work out, he should have been dealing with Shuichi, not Kaizo. That's what I think. Have us be the one that's in on it. Then we won't keep trying to get to the truth, because we'll have the truth. But I have to get to the bottom of this before I can uncover that truth.
But Maki, you don't know for certain that Kokichi drank the antidote.
Yeah, that's what I just asked. Did the amount of antidote in there actually go down after he held it to his mouth? Or he could have like put it in his mouth and then gave Kaito mouth to mouth afterwards and gave it to him that way. You never know.
What?
Who knows?
You saw him drink it right in front of you, but you couldn't confirm he actually did it. So maybe there's another possibility.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's a really weird and like unnatural possibility, but this whole game is weird and unnatural, so it is something we have to consider.
Impossible. That's impossible. There is no other possibility. I killed Kaito.
She's been very insistent in various
I
things.
Killed Kaito.
What is this? Look for her. Oop.
You're the one who's wrong.
Wrong buttons.
He died from my poison arrow. There's no other possibility. What do you know? I killed Kaito. You're the one who's wrong. He died from my poison arrow.
Timing on these is a little bit tight sometimes, and it's weird.
There's no other possibility.
Oh my goodness.
What do you know?
I'm not good at this.
It doesn't matter what you say. I'm telling you, this is the truth. But you keep getting in the way. You're so goddamn annoying.
Oh my gosh, these
Doesn't
ones
matter
are
what
annoying.
you say. I'm telling you, this is the truth. But you keep getting in the way. You're so goddamn annoying. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept
Why?
quiet till now.
I'm messing up my buttons.
didn't
That's what.
kill him.
That's what's happening here.
But I won't run away from the truth anymore. Because I know what I saw. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong. I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted to believe I didn't kill him. But I won't run away from the truth anymore. Because I know
I'm
what
pressing
I
the
saw.
B. That's the problem. I keep pressing B instead of A. I'm still in
So I know I'm
Nintendo
not
Switch
wrong.
mode.
I'm sorry I kept quiet till now. I wanted
There
to
we go.
believe
I actually
didn't
pressed the right
kill
button
him.
that time.
But I won't run away from the truth anymore. Because I know what I saw. I was at the scene. So I know I'm not wrong.
Final
I
blow.
saw Kokichi drink the antidote.
Pretended to drink the antidote. There we go.
It's here.